Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am Cindy Lumpkin, and as you know, I started a school over 10 years ago, and I am currently showing others how they can do it as well. Well, you're in for a treat today. This is one of the long-awaited videos on how to staff your micro school. That's right. If you have been following along with me because you're interested in how you can start your own school as well, this is the video that coincides with the blog as well, and I will put that link down below. Also, I just wanted to remind you, I do have a planner that will walk you step by step. It will help keep things a little bit more organized in your mind. So if you're interested in purchasing that, that is on Amazon too. I will also put that link down below. Enjoy the video. A part of running any business, you're going to have to understand your staffing requirements, where to find your staff, and then you have to really start thinking about that interviewing and hiring process. Now, you may not be in the position now where you can actually really go and recruit people, but it is still something that you really need to have at the forefront of your mind, and I'll talk about a little bit later, because even if you feel like you are solo, you do not have to be solo. And I am warning against that. I think there are ways that you can make sure you get other people to come alongside you. We just have to be creative. Some of the things that you need to always keep in mind: does your state or county require that a private school's teacher hold the same certifications as public schools? In most places, and I really want to say in 100% of the time, but I can't. So I always encourage you to kind of go back and check your own state requirements. But generally, private school teachers off the bat do not have to hold the same types of certification. Now, things may change if and when you want to become accredited, and there may be some alternative routes to certification for private school teachers under different accrediting bodies, but most times you don't have that to worry about. And that's a good thing, particularly when you're starting out where we are. Basically, we are growing a little micro school. Outside of mandatory requirements, what kind of background experience are you looking for when you're hiring a teacher? This may be something you'll need to discuss with your board if you already have one, or think about what it is, your secret sauce in your program, right? You might be the person who can deliver that instruction, but if you're not, then what type of skills will that teacher or that person have to have in order to be a successful employee for you? Will you be the lone wolf? Once again, depending on the size or even your needs, you may be the only person, or you may have need of someone else. I will always say, no matter whether or not you have the money right now to hire a full-time employee, do not allow yourself to settle in on being the only person. Now, it might be that you get someone to come in for an hour or 2 hours, but that is better than nothing. You do not need to be the only one 5 days a week, 4 days. And I do think with being creative and really going outside of yourself and your circle, you can possibly find volunteers or even interns to come in and work with you. It's all about thinking creatively as well as being very strategic. So when we're talking about support staff, it will all depend, once again, on the size. If you are serving lunches, if you are providing sports and will provide transportation. As you grow, your needs will grow too. So once again, you may feel like, oh, this is not relevant for me now, but these are the things that you need to think about and start formulating plans for, or even strategic ways to grow, right? Because you don't want to be busting out the seams and then going back on the flip side saying, how do I integrate these people in? We want to have long-term plans so that growth won't catch you off guard. When it comes time, or even if you're just looking for volunteers and mentors, we need some trusted places that we can go to, right? To find these people who are going to fit what we need for our program. I have used Indeed for years. You know, they have a free version and a paid version. I've absolutely hired people based off of the free version. Also, I've done word of mouth. Like, that is another biggie, right? Word of mouth is good because sometimes you can really filter out a lot by people recommending people that they know or know that they are in need of some type of employment. Now, there are some things now that I do when I hire, because I am not this huge company, because I'm not paying top dollar, right? And because there's just not a lot of incentive always to keep certain people if they're not already in this space to kind of be the long haul. COVID made me lose one of the best teachers that I ever had. Like, I guess she was a millennial, and she was quite content working with me, and it worked out. She had her little own entrepreneur spirit. And so what we did, the stress freeness of what my environment brought, was just ideal for where she was, right? But prior to hiring her, I actually had a certified teacher who had kind of gotten fed up with public schools. So that was great, right? Yay, this experienced certified teacher. Well, that non-teacher, young millennial, turned out to be way better than this certified teacher. One, she was younger. She connected with the kids more. She wasn't as jaded. She was really open to hearing from me and getting feedback. Not to say the other teacher wasn't, but she brought just a different level of, I'm a professional, versus this other person is like, I'm open, tell me, and we can, learn and go together. In addition, that teacher also had an unexpected life event in which she had to go back to the system. So I ended up losing a teacher. But if I remember, I will kind of let you know how I hire now, so that you might use that as a strategy in the future when it comes to it. But other programs that you can use, teachers-teachers.com. Facebook groups are excellent. Facebook targeted marketing. I have not used that as far as the hiring process, but definitely as the marketing. And I've also put like the requested hiring, like just through my page for my school, and I've received emails or leads for that rather, although I didn't hire those people. And then churches is an awesome place to look for people, because you would hope that if you're finding these people in churches, that they one, have some good morals and character about themselves, right? But also, churches is full of people who understand about volunteering and who expect to volunteer. I am at a church right now of former educators who put in maybe 5 to 6 hours a week in going back volunteering in the public sector. COVID has shut that down. They're hoping to start that back up. But one even asked me, well, Cindy, what can I do at your school? Listen, I am so excited about how I can incorporate them in my program next year. Even if it's them coming in for 1 hour to give me a break, to give my teacher a break, then that is worth it. And that's why I say, don't just shut yourself down saying, oh, it's going to be only me, because really, if you do the work, you can find people to help you out, even if it may be someone who's willing to do some things via Zoom. I would suggest this book. I will also include a link in the email for this, but it's a great book to help you kind of understand and show you how to start building your job descriptions so that once again, you can attract more of those people that you need and weed out people that you don't. It'll help you to identify the skills and values that you're looking for. And then it will even help you to structure questions that will find if candidates are in alignment with you. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Remember, just as you will be interviewing them, they will also be interviewing you. Don't allow small beginnings to make your vision casting small. And like if you already had a conversation, I believe I talked to Marta about this just maybe a week or two ago. That is like the biggest lesson that I am learning. I always seem to have been, when I started out, very intimidated by my smallness or my lack of resources, right? And I downplayed myself and I downplayed what I was doing. Now it's like, look, don't look at me where I am. It's look at me where I'm going. And people love to help, and people love when you can cast a vision and they can grab hold of it. They will love to run with you. So if you take nothing else from me, listen, make sure your confidence is strong. And then put that into action, how that looks, what your expectation is, what you're speaking about your business, your school. You always want to present yourself and your school in the best light. Make sure you have that online presence before advertising for hiring, because like I said, just like you're looking for them, they are also looking for you. So people are always going back, looking at my website, in which it needs to be updated. I do not send people there anymore, and I hate it, but at some point I would get that updated. They look at Facebook and so forth because they want to see what your vision is. They want to see what you are about. And if you're not posting, then they're not seeing anything. So once again, whether or not you have started or just thinking about starting, but kind of know, like you got a name and stuff, go ahead on and get those social media pages. You have a sauce. I don't know what that sauce is, but you have a sauce. Who are you marketing your school or your program to, right? Go ahead on and start being the answer to those parents or, those clients or what have you. Go ahead on and start putting helpful information out there. So like that is something you can do, whether or not you're going to open up tomorrow or you're going to open up from 2 years from now. Here is some things to remember. Hire for core values. Remember, procedures and skill can be taught, but alignment with your values, which you remember we talked about that at the beginning, those things can't be taught. Like, give me somebody who is just this open vessel who understands what my heartbeat is about working with kids who learn differently any day over someone who has been teaching for 15, 20 years and know everything, right? So understand that skills and procedures can be taught, but you definitely want someone who is already have those core values that you're looking for. You want someone who has a positive attitude. A positive attitude will make the difference between a good and a great hire. All right, so here are some things to look for in your employees or volunteers or interns, all right? So you even, just because somebody said, oh, I want to volunteer, you still take them through a process. But why? Because you have standards, right? They're going to give you what your expectation is. And if somebody just said, oh, I want to volunteer, and you be like, oh yeah, girl, come on, they're going to treat your business the same way. But if somebody said, hey, you know what, I want to volunteer, and you said, you know what, awesome, I have a process for my volunteers. I need a background check because I got to keep my baby safe. And then I want to sit down and talk to you. Man, they're going to present with such a different attitude when they come in to do their service for you. So these are some of the things that you want to look for. Competent. Do they have the skill and or education to do the job that you are asking them to do? Are they capable? Is there a potential growth and willingness to take on more? Are they capable? Does this person get along with existing staff? And obviously they may be new, but do you think they're going to get along with you? Are they committed? Will this person stick around? That's the hard part, right? Character. What are this person's values and morals, culture? How does this candidate fit in with the culture of your organization, right? I often need and want someone who has some ability to really engage and or have high energy. Working with students who learn differently, a lot of times they don't know how to socialize. They want to, but they don't know how to. Some of them need more socialization, but they're quite content sitting by themselves. So I don't need someone sitting behind a desk. I need somebody who, knows a little bit about music, who's not afraid to implement that and get up and dance and be silly, because our kids need that, my kids need that modeling sometimes, right? But if you just a teacher, you think, okay, I'm gonna sit behind my desk and I'm gonna look at you, do what you did. Nope, that is not the type of culture that my school has, right? I need teachers who are willing to get in the thick of it. And not that I think that you have to entertain children 24/7, but you always have to look at, who you have. And if they don't have that ability themselves, then we have to help them. So I need somebody who got some energy. If you don't got no energy, keep it moving. And then compensation. Can you afford to pay this person appropriately? Or they just may be looking for some volunteer hours, right? But I did tell you that I was going to share with you what my little strategy is. Often when I hire and I offer somebody a job, so I might offer a higher salary, right? But a big portion of that will come in the form of a bonus at the end of first semester and or at the end of the school year for sticking around. So I've been burned in the past where I was able to pay someone almost, I think it was maybe 20 or 30,000 in one semester because I got this $100,000 grant. And they knew that I wasn't going to be able to pay the same amount second semester. So when I hired them, it was like, okay, I got to get rid of this money in this particular fiscal year. But although I'm going to pay you this much now, I'm going to still need you to finish out this year at this amount. And they agreed. But then the reality was, when it came time for them to continue or to finish up that second semester, they grew tired, okay? Or felt like they needed more, and then they left. So it left me high and dry. So now what I do, and let's just say, for instance, I'm just going to use some real just low numbers. Say, okay, I'm gonna give you, the pay is $15,000, right? And so they're like, yeah, that is good. But wait a minute, because I need for you to stick around the whole year, you get $5,000 in first semester, you get $5,000 in second semester, and at the end of the year, you get the other $5,000 as a bonus. Okay, so I just really want to use like simple terms, but that's kind of how I have to look at it, because I need to increase the chance of someone sticking with me from one school year to the other school year and not billing on me in the middle of the school year. So, yeah, that's basically what I do. And that is all I have on our staffing. Just please be sure that you don't, even if you are the lone person or you think you're the lone person, you don't have to. Don't accept it. Do the work to be able to get somebody else to come in alongside of you, even if it's for an hour, even if it's over Zoom. All right, that is all. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please list them below. All right, until the next time.